we would need to rewrite this in radical form. And what was the kind of the order that we did things in? You don't have to look back at question 2. I'll just show it to you, and I'll try to remind you what was the order we tried to remind you to do things in. Yeah, root first. Maybe. I love the fact that you're looking at me right now and not staring at the large font on the screen. That means you're thinking. I like it. Right? I know, even though I had the answer right there. But, you know, it was good, man. You were thinking. Root, power, flip. Right? We always start with the root, the power second, and the flip last. Okay. Now, let's apply this logic to question 8. In fact, we could do this root, power, flip. If you would want to do root and power at the same time, I could kind of see that. I could kind of see this. But you definitely want that flip last. So I'm going to let you think about how to change this into its radical form. Now, the simplify that you see down there, I would make that extra credit. Okay, I would not require you to simplify that. The point of the question is to understand the root, the power, the flip as it applies to changing this to radical form. Simplifying would be additional work on top of that. So, if you don't know what to do with the flip, then at least get me the root. Change that into radical. Decide what root we're dealing with. You can even go back to other questions like 6 to see if you can see if that would help you. Or maybe even possibly 7, although the exponent is a little different. That would kind of give you some ideas. Which root do you think it would be? It is the 6th root, yes. Of what? Next to the 7th, okay. So a few of you have told me this, okay, which I'm actually going to make these parentheses a little bit larger. Anything can be divided by 1. Now, if we've already handled the root and we've already handled the power, show me what happens with the flips. Notice how I wrote it. That you wrote it is technically not incorrect. It is okay to put that second power on the outside. It's also okay to put it on the inside. That's one of those math properties that they talk about in But now we need to deal with this negative one. We use the word good. Talk about this. Yeah. Well, what I want you to think about is, oh, it's definitely not a negative. Okay, but this is occurring. See that with the red arrows? 1 over what? The 6th root of x to the 7th. Well, do you see what I'm talking about when I say the flip? The bottom moves to the top moves to the bottom, so to speak. That's what a -1 exponent does. It causes the whole thing to... Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the vote. I do not exaggerate so much. Oh, okay. All right. Yep. In the next exponent election, at least I know which way you're going to vote against all the negative exponents. Okay. All right. Now we need to move to question 3. I told you I'm going to have to rewrite these because this border is all messed up. How many more minutes we got left? Oh, gurus of the schedule.
8.
Thank you. Okay. 7 if I know anything about you people. All right, now. I need you to focus your attention right here on radical 11. The only thing I want you to focus on is that radical 11. Right now, they are asking me to multiply 2 radicals which do not have the same index. They are not the same radicals. One's a square root, one's an 8th root. So you might be looking at me going, how the heck are we going to multiply those together? All the rules you've told me so far have only been true if they were the same index. Okay, so what this is telling me is that I'm going to have to change these into their fractional exponent form because I need to make them into like radicals. I shouldn't say like radicals. I should make them into the same root. So they both have to have the same root before I can multiply these things together. That being said, folks, the easiest way, in my opinion, to do that is to change them to fractional exponents. So all I want you to do is tell me at the moment, how do you change the square root of 11 into 11 to some fractional exponent power? If you need an example, example 6, question 6 on your packet. That's true, sir. I do agree with you. If you need an example, you could look at question 6 on your packet, and that might help you identify. Take about 10-15 seconds, and then I want to know what you think. 11 to what power is the same as a square root? Okay, what do you think? 11 to the 1/2 power, that is true. Okay, remind me again, what is the index that's sitting right here in front? It's a 2. So the power was 1, the root was 2. That's how we got 11 to the 1/2. Okay, what is the next one? 11 to the what? 1/8. Now, when we are multiplying like bases, now let me just ask you a quick question above that's kind of unrelated but is related. When you multiply like bases, what do you do with the exponents? X squared times x cubed. What do you do with the exponents? You add them together, right? So, when you add them together, what do you get? X to the 5th. Couple things. Number 1, I'm happy you said add them together. But also, do you realize that the X is not changing? Now, I'm asking you that for a reason because a lot of people look at this question and think that 121 is somewhere going to appear in the answer. Not true. Just because I have 11 and 11, don't change the base. We're only going to change the exponents. Now, if you know I'm supposed to add these two things together, what do you think I'm supposed to do with 1/2 and 1/8? Add them together. So over here, kind of separated, I'm going to add 1/2 and 1/8. And what did we teach you back in middle school about adding fractions? You need what? Common denominators. What are you going to multiply the top and the bottom of 1/2 by so that they have 4? Thank you. So, can you tell me what is 4 plus 1 over 8? That is the fraction 5/8. Now, I'm going to show you two different ways. Actually, you're probably going to tell me two different ways that I would accept an answer on this. Number one, I need to see your work. I need to see that you decided to add those fractions together, and you got common denominators, blah, 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 some of the stuff that you hate to do. Okay? One of the acceptable answers would be 11 to the 5/8 power. That is going to be a completely accepted answer for this question. But I will also accept radical form. Please change that to radical form right now. Show me the other acceptable answer right now for that. 11 to the 5/8 is one acceptable answer. Write it in radical form, and we'll find our other acceptable answer. Show me what you got. That is what we're talking about. I see a lot of people choosing 8th root. That's good. The 8th root of what? 11 to the 5th. That is a second acceptable answer. If you're going to show me all this work, I'll take either one of those two final answers. And we will continue on our quest of rational exponent dominance tomorrow.